So I've always said like, fuck the fame, but I love the perks. I love the perks of fame, but I don't like being famous. You know what I mean?
Why?
Have you seen Free Britney?
Yeah.
Brother, there was a bit in that was one of my, like, I was getting anxiety watching the first half of that. There was a bit she was driving and then she ran through these red lights and the guys were like, look at her, she's crazy. I'm like, yeah, because you're fucking chasing her. You're chasing her. She's trying to get the fuck away from you and you're calling her crazy. Man, that whole thing, just the way when she was trying to buy gas and everyone was just on her, I even cringe thinking about it because I'm just like, I would hate to be in that position, man. Especially like to be with your family, like your family doing that to you. That's crazy. But yeah, fame. It's not. No one's supposed to be famous. It's not a thing. Especially with all these gadgets now. We're not supposed to have these. We're not supposed to have people who don't do shit with their lives have such a loud voice in droves being able to tell us. Because back in the day, I saw this quote on Instagram, maybe last week or this week about like, back in the day before social media, you only heard from doers. You heard from people who were actually doing shit. You rarely heard from complainers. But now complainers are the ones you hear from the most because they finally have a voice and they can be anonymous and hide behind their anonymity. So yeah, they're the ones who have the big voice now and the doers are just doing. So people start to eventually believe the complainers. And it's a weird paradox shift now in this day and age. So like I said, you have to be able to sift through the noise. And I have my ways of doing that.
And I guess you'd also only hear, if you go back even further, from people in your tribe. Right?
Exactly. We're only supposed to have like certain amount of people we associate with as the human animal. But then like social media and the connectivity we have now has just made us connected to the whole world, made the world a small place that you can just, even confirmation bias. That's another thing we have to be careful about. Like, and I make sure, because I follow certain people on Instagram that I don't necessarily agree with, but I follow them just to like, hear the other side. I want to know, just to like, because I don't want to be surrounded by yes men or people like, oh, I only follow, this because this tells me what I need to know, what I want to hear. Exactly.
Yeah.
So now I follow certain people just because I'm like, they make me feel a certain way, but I'm like, they're not wrong though, And it's just different ideas. It's not wrong or right. So it's different ideologies. But I'm just like, you know what? I'll tap into that just so I can at least be aware of the other side, what they're thinking.